Okay, guys, we gotta start. Let me put the watch here so I can see the time. Sometimes I like to talk too much. So we know it's a portion of Ki Tisa. And let me tell you the story of the portion so you get connected to the Zohar. The Zohar is a phenomenal Zohar in this week parasha. So I'm going to read from the Zohar, a little bit from Rabbi Isaac Luria so we can understand the secret. But let me tell you a little bit the story. The portion starts by the counting of the Israelite, okay? And we know that you're not allowed to count people. We learned it from King David when King David asked Yoav, his minister of the army, to count how many soldiers. It was done in a certain way. And then when he didn't do it in the right way, the counting bring evil eye. So that's how you know people give you evil eye, when they start counting what you have. People counting how many kids, how much TV, how much money, how many, and how much, evil eye. Nobody should count anything, okay? Especially when it's not belong to them. When people ask how much money you have, and how many TV you have, how many cars, how many kids, out of my house, goodbye, get out of here. You know, because how many and how much is not a nice question. People died in that war with King David. And for that reason, the way they're counting the Israelite here, everybody was giving half a coin. It's called machatzit shekel. It's not exactly half a coin, it's a measurement for a certain amount. And through that, you're counting the people. The secret of the word machatzit, that within machatzit mean half, also there is the words chai. Chai, chet and yud is chai. Met, mem and taf is death. And in the middle, the letter tzadik for tzedakah, for charity. So from there we learn that when a person is in danger of death, he gives charity. There's of course a big difference between charity and contribution and tithing. Tithing you have to give. Contribution, you don't have to give. You give it, let's say somebody contributes those chair, it's contribution. You contribute food, that's a nice thing to do. But charity you only do in time of danger. It's a very different concept. Charity, it's tzedakah, it's called tzedakah. It's only if somebody is dying or somebody has disease, or it's tzedakah. It's a very major thing. You don't have to do it. You're only doing it, God forbid, if you need really splitting of the Red Sea kind of a miracle, or soulmate, or children, or people who are needing the impossible to be possible. Then you do tzedakah. That's called tzedakah. So here, machatzit is a code that we do. We're counting the people by counting the coin. When do we do it during modern life? Before Purim, or after the Megillah, or before the Megillah. You know, during Purim, you know, you're supposed to do machatzit shekel. And you can go online, and usually online they will tell you the amount of how much it's worth. I think last year was, I don't know, $5 or $10, I don't remember the amount. So they give you every time how much it's worth. It's based on how much worth of food in a certain place. So I don't want to go into details because that's more halakha, that's more the laws, and this you can do alone on Google. So it's not a big deal. Anyway, another secret before the big event here is Pitum Aktoret. The angel of death teach a lesson to Aaron and Moses. He tells them, if you want to stay away from me, you have to read a certain paragraph, and once you read that paragraph, I cannot get closer to you. And the second thing he teaches them, that if it will be a good smell around you, I don't like to come next to good smell. All right, those of you who don't like perfume, sorry. All right, but that scroll that the Kabbalists read, I have it in my tefillin bag. It's a scroll, you can order it if you want from Debbie. I ordered, I think, 10 from Israel. It's not cheap. It's a scroll written on a parchment. And once you read it, if you don't read Hebrew good, you read it, and that should stay with you wherever you go. It's a very powerful tool. It's called Pitum Aktoret. Pitum Aktoret. Okay. So that's one thing. I'm just going to the Pasha, then I'm going to go to the subject of the Zohar. So I'm not going to sit on those subjects. This is like, what should I call it? Antipasto, before the food, okay? This is like hors d'oeuvre, appetizer, yeah. The other thing that they teach us is Shabbat. And it's written that Shabbat is the most powerful thing that a person can do. The food you eat, the fun you have, the prayer you do, the meditation, everything that you do with Shabbat help you to have basically a better week, because Shabbat is basically, if you want to describe it into physical thing, is the apple of last week and the seed of next week. Within an apple, there is a seed. That seed is belong to next week. The apple is from last week. So people who don't do the Shabbat with all the connection that attached to it, missing a lot. Missing of the fruit from last week and on the seed for next week. And the next event, not so much fun, unfortunately, is the golden calf. We're going to talk about it in a second, because it's almost sad what exactly took place here. The golden calf, try to imagine that the people of Israel and Moses are about to go to that level of spirituality no human ever did. And Moses is away for 39 hours and 18 hours, 39 days and 18 hours. And we fell. I don't want to say they fell. We fell. We didn't make it. And not only we didn't make it, we made something to replace the thing that could be the greatest thing we ever achieve. A question you should ask yourself, I need to ask myself as well, is ever happened to you that you're that close to achieve spiritual goal and you do something stupid, just stupid. And we are not the first, we are not the last, unfortunately. Many people, before they're achieving the spiritual goals of their life, it's got to be dark side who come and steal it from us. Same happened to the people of Israel. And we should feel this week sad about it, but not depressed. Sad about it, but not depressed. What have we done? How did we miss that for stupid justice? And I will tell you a story before we go into the parasha. 500 years ago, Rabbi Isaac Luria told his student, Rabbi Chaim Vital, that they told him in heaven it's time to bring the Messiah. It's over. And he told Rabbi Chaim Vital, his student, you are the Messiah actually, but we need to accomplish something. He said, what is it? So we have to have Shabbat together. We have to do Shabbat dinner, everything together, pray together. And in the end of the Shabbat, the Messiah will come. This is it. As simple as it is. And everybody, all the men got together first to study. Thursday night they didn't sleep. And they studied till the morning. Of course, after this, everybody went home to cook for Shabbat. And then they decided to meet in the middle for the food, for the feast, for the praying. It was so beautiful. Everybody cried because they knew the Messiah would come Saturday night. And they hugged and they danced. Unity was unbelievable. The women didn't fight over a stupid thing. You know, somebody lost their thing. They told them, don't fight. Rabbi Isaac Luria, a lot of things will bother you, just don't. It went really well that evening, Friday night. Sunday morning again, things went a little weird. Somebody prepared a plate for themselves. They went away, they come, somebody took the plates. Weird things, but forgive. It went really beautiful. And then come Mincha. Mincha is the prayer that you do about 2 hours before the Shabbat over. And the prayer went well. Everybody felt in heaven. And they knew they are 2.5 hours away from meeting the Messiah. It's over. And doing Mincha, the husband brought their kids. And the kids started having an argument over a little ball that was belonged to this. And they separated the kids. They knew that the dark side tried to play. And then when they come to Sudah Shalishit, Sudah Shalishit is the third meal after the prayer of Mincha. The fight continued with the ball. And one of the kids slapped the other kids in the face. The other kids slapped him back. The women, the men, it became an all sin and argument. And what happened as a result, that lack of unity, as Rabbi Isaac Luria spoke to his congregation, stopped for the Messiah to come. We need to look into ourselves this week. Be careful. This week is a week that you want to forgive even your enemy. It doesn't matter what they did to you wrong. God was involved as well. You have to remember. If your enemy hurt you, God was there to sign it and say, it's okay. So if God is okay to sign that you will suffer a little bit, that means that suffer might be good for you. Not every suffer is bad for you. So when you hear people complain, oh, I have pain, I have this, I have that, you have pain because God decided you have pain. If you got a problem with the pain God sent you, then you have problem with God in general. You know, where you're only going to take the good. So unfortunately, there's too many fake guru out there that teach people that God is only sign the contract when it's good for you. Yes, but the pain is good for you too. You know, pain is not bad. When the pain is preventing you from doing something bad, that's what you need. You need bad people around you, so you stay away from that path and you go to another path. And for that reason, you won. So don't look at pain as bad. Look at pain as pain. You know, it used to be one of the righteous people, Chafetz Chaim is called, when they used to ask him, how are you? And he used to say, terrible, thank God. You know, he used to say, everything is thank God in the end. Baruch Hashem. Terrible, Nora, Baruch Hashem. You know, that's the way he answered. Nora, terrible. Well, he didn't even complain, he just asked him. And when they ask him, when he leave the door and he go to synagogue, so they ask him, where are you going? He said, I have no idea where I'm going. I want to get to synagogue, but I don't know where I'm going. He's a Chafetz Chaim, you know, one of the greatest people ever lived. His Torah was based on don't speak Lashon Hara, don't speak bad about people. That was the only thing he believed. So you do that, you're good. So what about the rest? I don't know, I'm busy with doing that, the rest. And when you want to follow, if you ever want to follow, let's say to do 1 week cleansing of not speaking bad about people, you should read this book. It's for free on Google. Just go there and do that. Now in Israel, there is a movement now. And I had the privilege to talk to the guy who run it now in Israel. It's from Bnei Brak, where I grew up. And the movement is bringing it to America. He sent me the video, I can send it to you. It's called in Hebrew, Lashon Hara lo medaber elai. Lashon Hara is not talking to me. That's the name of the movement. And he's trying to find how to say it in English. It will sound better. He's a wonderful guy, wonderful guy. Tzaddik, like one of a kind. And he's like living in Bnei Brak, and he make that movement. How can we make people less gossip on one another? He say, if we just do that, it's not a lot, but it's a lot. Anyway, so let's go to the Zohar, see how we can prevent our egel from being created this week. Yvette will read, okay? Here we go. Love of the friend. You ready? Here we go.
And even though he threatened and raised the lash, his mother came and held his right arm, and the lash remained in its place, and did not descend, and judgment was not executed, because they were really of one mind, the one who threatened and the one who held his arm.
So basically, just, I know it's feel like you jump in the middle. The idea here, God is saying to Moses, okay, hold me now before I'm vanish this entire nation of the Israelite. That's what God said to Moses. So the Zohar asks, why he warned Moses? If God want to do it, let him do it, right? Why is he warn Moses? So to show you how God is merciful. It's almost like when a guy doesn't want to hit his friend, he say, hold me before I'm getting angry. Why you have to say, hold me? You know, you want to do it, do it. It showed the mercy. Okay, here we go. It's explained now more. Yeah.
And you may ask whence we derive this. This is well known, as it is written, go get you down, for your people have become corrupt. The Holy One, blessed be He, started to raise the lash, but Moses did not know the way of the mother, namely to hold his right hand and detain him, and remained silent. When the Holy One, blessed be He, saw this, he hinted to him and pressed him and said, now therefore let me alone. Immediately Moses realized and grasped the arm of the Holy One, blessed be He, as it is written, remember Abraham, for this is the right arm, which is Hesed. Therefore he did not bring down the lash.
So basically, raising and acting on that is two different things. And the mother, meaning the Shekhinah, you know, Moses didn't know how to do it, what to do with it. I mean, God is trying to warn him, negativity is about to come because the people become corrupted. And when people become corrupted, negativity takes place. Continue, please.
You may wonder, where was the mother? Who is Malhut, who is accustomed to hold the king's lash, as mentioned, and who left the matter to Moses. I have asked, and I still do not know the explanation of the matter, until we are before the holy luminary, meaning Rabbi Shimon. When they came before Rabbi Shimon, he saw a sign on their faces. he recognized what they had come to inquire of him. He said, "Come, holy children, come, kings beloved, come, my beloved, come, those that are beloved by each other."
So beautiful how a teacher approaches student. Forget student approaching teacher. But look at Rabbi Shimon. When they lost and they don't know the answer, look how he called them. How beautiful it is. And look the answer of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Now, this is not Rabbi Shimon said. This is the writer of Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Abba is the scriber, is the one who sits and writes. And Rabbi Shimon using his words, his student words.
Rabbi Abba said, "All the friends who do not love each other die before their time. All the friends during the days of Rabbi Shimon loved each other, soul and spirit. Therefore, in the generation of Rabbi Shimon, the secrets of the Torah were unveiled. For Rabbi Shimon used to say, all the friends that do not love each other cause themselves to deviate from the straight path. Also, they blemish it, the Torah, because the Torah has in it love, friendship, and truth. Abraham loved Isaac, and Isaac loved Abraham. So they embraced each other. Both were attached to Jacob with love and friendship, and gave their spirit to each other. The friends must be like them, and not cause a blemish in them. For if they lack love, they cause a blemish in their counterpart above, in Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which are the secret of Hesed, Gevurah,
And different. It's such a beautiful section. I hope if we can take from the Zohar one page, it's this page. And I'll tell you why. I mean, it's so much secret in this page. I can spend 3 or 4 hours on that. We're not going to meet people who are similar to us. And if we meet people who are similar to us and we love them, that's not love. The Zohar tried to explain Abraham like Isaac, Isaac like Jacob. Abraham is not Isaac, Abraham is Chesed. Isaac is not Chesed, it's Gevurah. It's two different people at all. When I perform wedding for people who are getting married, I always warn them. I said to them, listen, it's beautiful, the wedding. And the kala, the bride and the groom always panic before the wedding. And they what to do, the candle, the chuppah, the trees, the flower, I always relax them. And Debbie's usually with me, so I said, Debbie, can you tell the kala just to chill, to relax. Let go of the phone, and this is a moment now. She said, she doesn't listen, what do we do? So I usually talk to both of them 8 days before the wedding, and I tell them, the chuppah is 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, the whole night, the wedding, the meat, the steak. This is going to be over. And they usually get depressed and upset with me. I said, this is going to be over. What's going to last is 2 of you together in a room. If you don't fix that now, later on, all what you have is a loss of money from that event. So if you want that money to be invested right, you got to talk to each other before. And I always tell them, you're not going to get along. You're different, and it's good you're different. But that's where love, that's where you give birth to love. Love is coming out from two forces that are exactly the opposite of each other. And find a way to agree with each other. That's so beautiful. That's why it say Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's not about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob means tiferet, it means the center of the balance. How do you get the balance? Two different people create balance. You have to remember that. So if you have people in your life, you can't stand them. Just can't stand them. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. But if the people who are very close to you, you have to talk to them what bothers you. You have to open your heart. And if they don't like it and they leave you, it's okay. You be real. You go and say, listen, you hurt me. Don't tell them what's wrong with them. Tell them, I'm in pain. I want you to know I'm in pain. And tell them that. You know, tell them that. You know, I have my family, my kids, and my wife, and people who know me very close, call me the long-time patient guy. You know, I will not talk. I can do 2, 3 years, don't tell you anything. 4, 5 years, nothing. Will be with you, nothing. If I say that's me, it's been built, I take you aside, and I say, hey, listen. That's what I feel. I want you to know that. You know? And the idea is, when I do that, at that point, I don't care if that person will no longer be my friend. Because if after 4 years, me saying that, I believe that person has to appreciate my knowledge, my patience, and me as a human being. You do the same. You do the same. It's not about ego. It's about you're interested in that relationship, but you're just not interested from that relationship how it's run. You know, it's very important. Now, This section continue, but I don't want to go into it because it will take us to all new direction. But remember, it's written there that people who's not capable of loving are not capable of being spiritual eventually. To be spiritual, you have to love. If you don't know how to love, you cannot be spiritual. If you're spiritual, you don't necessarily know how to love. Okay? So whoever have a bagel above their head, meaning an angel, mean nothing. Yarmulke, cross, what else? What sign? Or the Buddha. Everybody wearing Buddha, it's become fashionable. In Venus Beach, Buddha. And it's reading Hom Bajabobom, like I love you in some Hindu language. And they think, oh, now we are the best. No, you're not the best. You just bought a shirt for $2.99. That's it. That's it. You're not the best. You're not nothing. 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 When you are capable to love somebody who's different than you are the best. That's spirituality. Just there. That's spirituality. Spirituality is not how long you pray, or because that's still between you and the guy or the girl or the it that you never meant, and you hope that when you meet it will be real as you imagine it. That's to break it down to you in a non-religious way. But people you have all day long. People who bother you are everywhere. The way they drive, the way they talk, the way they order coffee, the waiters, the cook, the chef, the one who walk, the one who's next to you in the office, the one who step on your feet when you're in a bank, or what else? 1,000 opportunities. 1,000. All of that called equal love. That's it. You want to love? That's how love starts. So if you stay home, no chance. I always talk to Yvette and I talked to Debbie before you came, and we talk about vacation place. So one time Debbie and me went, Debbie decided, worked so hard 6 months, he said, can we go Mexico? I've been to Mexico. Go to Mexico. And I decided Mexico is good, why not? You know, we go to Mexico, I don't remember the place, but the people were too nice to me. The Mexico hotel, don't remember the place. They gave me a bottle of single malt, I don't know if you know what it is, and tequila, very expensive. I gotta share, can't help it, gotta share. Those of you who have been out of this room with me, you know, I love to dance, I love to share, I love to give. If I'm not giving, I'm suffering. I'm actually suffering. I like to share more than I like to receive. So I'm there, they give me a villa on the beach. And I go to the cashier, to the, excuse me, I didn't pay for villa on the room, small, nice, you know. So don't know, the manager want to give it to you. It's villa on the beach, yeah. So this is crazy. So I start feeling like, how do I share that? I gotta share that too. I gotta share the drink, the villa, the everything, I mean, something. So I started going around, Debbie and me started going around, inviting people to us. I can't mention, Debbie would not allow me to mention the answer we get after we invite people to come. After the class you will mention, I mean, embarrassing answer. But just to let you know that even in sharing has to be done not with the ego. It has to be done because God make you a channel that you can give. So you thank God when somebody receives from you. And if you want to share and you're not capable to share, you have to look inside as well. Anyway, the mixed multitude, guys, let's read about the mixed multitude. What happened exactly? The golden calf was not created by the Israelite. It was created by the mixed multitude. Tonight, I'm about to tell you the secret of how exactly they did it, what exactly happened. Because you need to know how is the golden calf happening in your day on a daily basis, every day, by those forces. Because the mixed multitude called the Erev Rav, it's people who left together with Moses, they left Egypt together with Moses. They were not part of the tribes. They were part of the master of witchcraft. Okay, that's who they are. I'm going to take the Ari to explain it and the Zohar. Let's do it.
He asks, why did he call them a mixed multitude? He answers, because all the magicians of Egypt were present, and at their head were Jonas and Yambur.
Just to stop, those names are the children of Bilam. Okay? No, you can say their name. They are the children of Bilam. Bilam was the number one master of witchcraft ever lived and ever will live. Nobody after him or before him. That's it. And this is his two children. Okay? Bilam, those of you who don't know who he was the son of Beor. Beor, if you don't know who he was, the son of Lavan. Lavan, if you don't know who he was, is the father of Rachel and Leah. Kind of weird situation going on here, huh? Look what happened. Moses now meets with the kind of cousins. You understand? Life is weird. Go ahead.
They practiced magic from the 6th hour after sunrise. The greater magicians would start to perform their magic at 6.5 hours after sunrise, when the sun started to set, until the beginning of 9.5 hours, namely the full setting of the sun, when it is time for early mincha. But all the minor magicians would practice magic from 9.5 hours until midnight.
Now you know when to do your magic. We going?
From greater ones among them practiced from the time the sun started to set, because then 995 graves start to float over the mountains of darkness, and their spirit hovered over all these magicians in their magic. They were able to do whatever they desired, so much so that all the Egyptians placed their trust in them. They were called a mixed multitude. Because there is also a small evening, which is therefore 9.5, and since there are 2 kinds of evening, it says, and a mixed multitude went up also with him.
So yeah, now you know, Erev means evening. Rav is major, or what the translate, great evening. So Erev Rav has 2 meanings: great evening or mixed multitude, like me'urvav, something that is mixed, like shakshuka. You know the Israeli dish, shakshuka, scramble. Okay, that's what Erev, me'urvav. So here it's a great evening. It's a very interesting translation, great evening, meaning because they mastered the magic during that time. Let's continue. The wisdom.
The wisdom of the mixed multitude was great. They observed the hours of the day, and they observed the level of Moses, and saw that on all sides Moses was of 6. During the first 6 hours of day, they had no power over the 6 higher levels to which Moses was connected, and in every direction he was of 6. That is, he was combined of 6 extremities, Hesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, and Yesod. And with these 6 crowns of the 6 hours of the day, which are Hesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, and Yesod, he was destined to descend from the mountain, as it is written, Moses delayed to come down from the mountain.
So now we learn that there is a secret in the number 6 based on the 6 Sefirot, because Moses covered himself with what we call the Magen David, the shield of David. How many corners the shield of David has? 6. That's why it's called shield of David. Why David? Because David is in the middle, which is Malchut. Whoever stands in the middle, those of you who did meditation with me, I always tell you to imagine the Star of David combined from every direction when you are in time of that you need safety. Now, the idea of what is teaching us here, Moses, it says that Moses was delayed to come down. Boshesh lavo. Boshesh and beshesh, the word shesh means 6. Boshesh mean was delay, and 6 hours. If Adam was waiting 6 hours before he make love to his wife, we wouldn't have the scene of the snake. Everything is with the 6. So they knew that they're going to catch it in the right time. Go ahead.
The people gathered themselves together to Aaron. He asked, why to Aaron? He answers, in order to become included in the right side, because the left emerges from the right. But they actually wanted from him the left, not the right, in order to become included in the right side, meaning his root. Thus they gathered to Aaron, who was the right Hesed, and they said to him, rise up, make for us Elohim.
So those of you who don't know the story is very simple. They went to Aaron, and they asked him to make him, to create a god for them. And we will go to the details what exactly they did, but just to make sure everybody understand, they used Aaron because they put the gold in his hand, and the moment the gold touched him, it became a golden calf. It wasn't just a statue like the Oscar statue. I'm talking about like the whole being of golden calf that move, talk, eat, everything. Okay, it was made of gold. It was walking, it was talking, it was eating, it was all of it. Okay, so it's not just, people think, oh my God, shame on them. How can they believe in a golden calf? Would you pray to a golden calf? I tell you what, why we are not being tested by golden calf nowadays? Because we're never going to make it. None of us. It's written in the Gemara, the Talmud. Talmud is the section of the Torah, which is the Pshat, simple explanation. And the Talmud writes about Menashe, that Menashe, not Menashe, the tribe, Menashe, the king, did idol worshipping, and everybody judged him. And it's written there that if you will be in the time of Menashe, none of us will ever be able to overcome the idol worshipping then. But the idol worshipping that we think, we imagine some stone and everybody worship that. We are talking about force that tell you what's going to be in the next hour. Force that can cure anybody from any disease. Force that can resurrect dead. Force that will tell you what's going to be with the bank tomorrow. Force that will tell you about Wall Street. Force that will tell you about everything that you can imagine. Not to trust that will be a bit difficult. A bit difficult. So for that reason, when we are talking about idol worshipping, not to trust idol worshipping, it's easy to say it. It's very easy to say it, but what the Zohar explained was the verse 64. They need Aharon. The roots of Aharon is Hod, which is left column of the left leg. And the roots of Aharon is kindness. So it's chesed, is mercy. So it was a mix of two things that they need. But don't judge to think for a second that Aharon, was not like involved without he knew that he was involved. He was basically forced to be involved because they give him the gold to his hand. So his power came to manifest it right away. Now, the only one who refused to give the gold was women. Women refused to give the gold. For that reason, women reincarnated into this generation from the time of the desert. And the Ari said, for that reason, women control the men in this generation, which never before. Why? Because the women is the reincarnation of the women from the time of the golden calf, because they said, why can't we wait 6 more hours? What's the big deal? 6 hours. That's it. And the men say, no, we need it now. That was the power of the women. That's why they have the benefit. All right. Now, I'm going to read to you from the Ari what exactly happened. I will read in Hebrew. I will do the best I can to explain it in the best way. I'm reading from this week's parasha. וכבר הודיעתיך בשאר הגלגולים. What is exactly this golden calf? What happened? It's a עניין המגולגלים. We need to understand reincarnation. Reincarnation בדלת בחינות שהם דומם, צומח, חי ומדבר. There is 4 categories to reincarnation. דומם, mineral, צומח, vegetables, חי, animal, מדבר mean talking, but it's say human. The Kabbalists never call us human, by the way. They call us the one who's medaber, the one who's talking. That's funny how they describe us. They never call us human, they call us medaber. Why? Because the only test of a human being is with the talk. If a person keeps his mouth shut, or a woman keep her mouth shut, there's a better chance for them to become spiritual. But that's unfortunately the one thing that causes you death and one thing that causes you success. גם אותי חשב כי כל בחינה מאלו יש זמן קצוב. When is people reincarnate from one level to another? There is specific time of reincarnation to each person, and to when they're going to come out of it. לעלות משם למעלה יתרה, והנה זמן הגלגולים בצומח, when somebody is reincarnated into vegetables, ובדלת חודשים ראשונים, צומח, vegetables can be in Taurus, Gemini, and Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. Those are the 4 months of the vegetables. Which means at that time when you eat salad, you need to know that you're elevating people who get stuck in the salad. So the food is not a joke. People take it like, what months are we in now? I forgot. Oh, we Pisces. Pisces is a chance for we elevating something very deep now. Every time you eat, you have to think. But unfortunately, people don't take the food seriously. They chew it very seriously. How many teeth you have? You're supposed to have 32, right? You're getting older or something happen. So but you're supposed to have 32. You're supposed to have the 32. If you take the letter Aleph in Hebrew, I'm not going to describe it to you exactly the details. You cut it like that. You have Yud and Vav and Yud and Vav. Is it still there? No? I don't know how to use this computer, so you have to fix it. So when you got Yud and Vav, you basically have the 16 up, 16 down. Yud Vav is 16. And you're chewing the food. When you're chewing the food, you're chewing the dinim, the judgment. And then you sweet the judgment. So every time you eat something, you got to eat minerals, vegetables, animal, not human, of course. And through that, you elevated all the spark. The human is the one who's eating it. What is mineral? Minerals, thank you. Minerals is basically all the chemical they put in the food. Now you know who we usually reincarnate in the minerals? Killers. Whoever kills someone has to reincarnate in a stone. That's what they reincarnate. Diamond, minerals, chemicals, that's what they reincarnate. It's not that they stay there for 400 years. You know, they have to say, until a cow come and eat the vegetables, and with the vegetable, part of the mineral go to the mouth of the cow. The cow has to be slaughtered in a kosher way. Then that steak has to come on your table. And then when you do blessing on the steak, you elevate all the reincarnation in the stone, in the vegetables, in the cow, in one shot like this. And they're allowed to become baby again. Food. Through food, you can fix the whole world. The whole world can be fixed with food. But, unfortunately, you have to eat kosher. It's a little expensive. Sorry for that news. Bad news. You know, now you know why you eat kosher. Now you know why you do blessing on the food. Most people do blessing because they think it's a thank you to God. God, he has enough thank you letter. He doesn't need your thank you. It's for you. And for the people who have been reincarnated. They will thank you for the rest of their life. And you never know if this baby will eventually, when he's born, will help to save your life. Because you save his. 20 years later, that child will be there for you. You understand how life works? You gotta understand that the universe is interconnected in the best way. And some people, sometimes I see people who are not excited about life. You know, and I'm Scorpio, so I don't like gray area. I like life and death. I don't have anything between. Life for the living and death. I don't think there is any other sign to think about death than Scorpio. We actually think about it. We think about it in the bed, die, you know. Life, what do we do? But I never understand people who take life, I don't know how to explain it even, like not, you are alive, so let's do it. You are not alive, don't do it. Yesterday I had one of the best days of my life, I think. That my two sons beat me. One beat me in basketball. You know, since they're young we play. But I'm a fighter, so I like to compete. Whatever compete I will play. I'm not that good, but I know how to compete. So my son beat me in basketball. I was so happy. It's weird, right? You are happy, your son beat you. It's a great moment. Great moment. And I play. I'm not like that nice father who will give you the game. Okay, play. And he won. So I said to him, man, I was leading. What did you do? So he say a weird thing to me. He say, I imagine myself that if I'm not, he imagined it's death. I said, what? I said, yes. I said, I'm going to go for it. And he said, it's funny how I'm doing it usually. You know, this is how I think, and that gives me some type of motivation. And then I play my other son, who I used to beat him in chess every time that we play. So as usual, we're opening the board. We put it. It's get to 5. Whoever get to 5, and I'm pretty good at chess. And he was okay until yesterday. And I played the first game, of course, 1-0 to me. And then he finished me 5-1. 5-1. And I'm looking, I said, what happened? We're just having a bad day. You know, I had the best day of my life because I was able to lose with pride. Are you falling asleep on life? Are you falling asleep beside you when you go to bed? Then maybe you're dead already. So what are you doing here? If you're falling asleep before you go to bed, you gotta check yourself. What's going on? What is happening with my life? You're tired, go to sleep. It's okay. But if you are in the middle of life, you experience a mountain, I don't know, in Japan, and you're looking at that mountain and you're, are you doing? Something's wrong. It's not about checking your hormones. It's not about checking your, your food or your diet. Something is off. Are you vegetables, minerals, animal, or human? If you are a human, then show me your desire. Human is supposed to have the strongest desire. Never stop. Never stop. Somebody came to me last week, or this week, I remember, told me that they've been in New York and they love the vibe. They love the vibe in New York. What do you think? And I live in New York for 12 years. I said, well, New York has no mercy, but New York has the most amount of mercy. What do you mean? I said, well, the mercy New York give you, if somebody don't like you, they'll tell you, I can't stand you. Goodbye. It's over. Beautiful. It's not like LA. Oh my God, it changed my life. You're one of a kind. I love you. I give you the next job on the movie. You. Never hear from them again, ever. I'm going to give you that account because I feel that you are the right person. It's almost like they're in acting school and they have to do some acting on you and then gone with the wind. You go to New York, business, tomorrow 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock it is. Better be there 7:59. Yes, with 2 coffee. It's happening. Not maybe, it's happening. So I said, that person said, well, New York is alive. New York is alive. It's not that LA is not alive. You're allowed to be here. Even if it's a dead city, you're allowed to be alive within the dead city. It's okay. And I'm not judging LA. LA is the best thing, best weather. Not now, but used to be. Okay? But we're talking about, like, if you want to enjoy LA, is the best. I mean, social, this and that, fake talk. You're allowed to be fake. Nobody will judge you. Everybody's fake. It's okay. It's fun. It's fun. You can talk about nothing, and people will appreciate, oh my God, that sounds good. And you don't know if they mean it. It sounds terrible, but they say, sound good. It's the best joke I ever heard. Not true, but it's okay. It's out. So if you want fake crowd, come. They will come. You know, you want to go to a comedy club and be a stand-up comedian, they will clap their hand because they will be afraid that somebody look at them that they didn't understand the joke. Oh, very nice. New York will not be forgiving. They will kill you. If you go on Upper East Side, there is a comedy club that I like to go on 2nd Avenue. I don't know if you know that place. You go there, they will kill you if the joke is not good. They will get you off stage. Hey, get this guy out of here. You know, no mercy there. You always see the comedian there in the bar before, nervous. You see them like that. Seinfeld go there. The other guy, I forgot the one from, what's the name of the other guy? Romano go there. You know, they're big people. Why am I telling you this? זמן המגולגלים. ניסן, אייר, סיוון, תמוז, הם עולים ומתגלגלים בבעל חי. The time that people walk from vegetables to animal, not to human, to animal, only happening in Nisan, Iyar, Sivan, Tammuz. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. For that reason, whoever born as a Virgo, kill somebody last lifetime. For sure. And they better be careful not to kill people this lifetime. This lifetime they have to be in service to people. והנה, באור אביו של בלעם, the father of בלעם, באור, היה מגולגל בצומח. He was reincarnate in a vegetables. ולא היה לו עדיין תיקון לעלות בבעל חי. He was a terrible person, the father of בלעם, so he could not become an animal. מרוב זו המטרה אשר בו, because of all the weak, all the negativity that within him. ובלי ספק, כי הוא בחינה עליונה אשר בכל השיגים שבשורש ההוא, ולכן יונוס ויומברוס, בני בניו שהיו ראשי הערב רב כנודע, וכן הערב רב עצמם, כולם היו חפצים בתיקונו, כי בעלייתו תהיה עלייה להם. So the two sons of Bilam said, we have to bring grandfather back to life. If he break to life, Moses is going down, Israel is going down. When the dark side go up, the good side have to go down. That's the way it go. You can never have them together. Good go up, bad go down. Bad go up, good go down. ויביטו ויבינו בקסמים שלהם, כי אין לו יכולת לעלות משם. They saw that he can never get out of the vegetables, אלא על שיחטיאו ישראל. Until they make the Israelite commit a crime. ועל ידי כן תתגבר הקליפה, ותוכל להוציא את נפש באור אביהם. And for that reason, if the Israelite will do bad thing, באור will go up and will be controlling. מן בחינת הצומח. ויצורף לזה היות החטא הזה נעשה לידי אהרון הכהן, and if they can use the leader of the Israelite, Moses is in heaven talking to God, Aaron is downstairs, the leader of the Israelite, We take the leader. Aaron is a nice guy. He never say no to anybody. We got him. קדוש השם. ויצורף גם כן לזה, היות ביותם אותו טס של זהב, שכתוב בו עלי שור. The gold that they used was the gold that belonged to Joseph the righteous. Joseph the righteous, they call him shor, the bull. They call him the bull. עלי shor, they call him rise bull. The way that they took Joseph out of the Nile with magic, they used a gold, almost like a panel of gold, that's written secret words on it, and elevate Joseph's body from the Nile. They used that gold. על ידי לעשות העגל ההוא של זהב הנקרא שור, על ידי הכשפים העצומים אשר בפיהם המכחישים פמליה של מעלה. And by them doing that magic, they were able to do that golden calf. ונתחברו כל הציורים הנזכרים יחד אל הקליפה והכשפים. All the קליפות, all the magic, all everything joined them. והקדושה של כוח אהרון ושל השם הקדוש, then the holiness of Aaron with that, with the gold from Joseph, that everything together brought the bull out to become like the most livelihood God that a person can imagine. וכל זה על ידי מה שהחטיאו לישראל. And all this is by making sure that they make the people do a crime. Sometimes if you have family, if you have good friend of yours, there is problems sometimes get between you. You know why there is sometimes separation and lack of love among people you love? It's because you let somebody wrong come into your family. When you are around people that try to create separation, you can call them the Erev Rav. Now don't get confused. Before that I teach you how to love. But I also have to teach you boundaries. Those of you who don't know how to keep boundaries, read some books of psychology. They can help you. Okay, assertiveness. There's all kind of book online. You can ask Debbie. Wonderful. Assertiveness is a concept of how to be nice but still have boundaries. You don't need leeches to come into your life because if you're a woman, they say, oh, I want to make a child with you. Some women get tempted by that. Oh my God, this guy want to have a child with me. He's got to love me. He loves me for sure. No, he doesn't love you. He want to suck your blood. That's it. That's what he wants. Well, just because he offered to have a child with you. Or some man is getting impressed because a woman tells them, oh my God, you are the best looking man I ever seen, the smartest and the most spiritual. You know you're not. You know you're not. You know you're not. I mean, why we fall for that stupid ego sometimes? I mean, don't you know that you are not an angel? You're not the worst, but you're also not an angel. So if somebody comes to me and say, oh my God, Eliyahu, you have something so spiritual about you. I say, I'm not. I'm a little bit teaching, a little bit studying. That's it. That's where I'm going. Okay? So don't fool me. Thank you. And I call them usually klipa or the snake. Okay, the snake tried to use them to tempting my ego a little bit. We know who we are. The test of this generation is not how great you can become spiritually. It's how unity we're going to have and love each other. That's the test of this universe. None of us is going to become Moses. Let's admit it. We're not going to become Moses. This dream has to be over. But we can be kind to one another. That's never happened. If we can find a way to be kind to another, we won. Your prayer will never be the prayer of Isaac. Neither your prayer will never reach Abraham or Jacob. You're not going to make miracle like Moses. You're not going to be as rich as Joseph. Let's get few things. Tony Robbins will hate me for that. Let's get few things that's not going to happen. But I tell you, one thing can happen. If we can find few people that we wish them, that they will have more money than me, more love than me, more good things than me, and they wish the same for me, and we create a group like that, that's the best thing we can do in this universe. And unfortunately, the one thing that this generation don't want to do is the together. And if we can do that, and my dream, always on Vital, when we created Vital, Debbie and me, that was the purpose, to have a group of people that pray for each other, stay together, but not all the time everybody's here. Sometimes people work, we're busy, we have schedule. So usually, I see it happening only once a year when we meet here for Passover, and I see that my own student running the Passover. Nothing gives me more pleasure, nothing. I'm sitting here in the back like this, the table here, and you see people say the matzah meditation is that, the wine meditation is that, the celery is that. They running the seder. For me, that's like unbelievable. Unbelievable. There's nothing give me more pleasure. And then unity. Unity. And hopefully this Passover I will talk about it again. Unity, to care for each other, that we will make it together. And that's why the evil mixed multitude could create Egel. They use us. They use our good heart. If you are married, and somebody tried to interfere with your marriage, out of your life. If you have a good friend and somebody interfere with that friend, out of your life. And I have to tell you that I used to believe different type of belief before, to be honest. And I was away from my family for too long, for many years. I'm not sorry for it. It was building me to be who I am today. But I'm sorry for the time that I didn't spend enough with my father, for example. Okay? But it's a mixed feeling. But without it, I wouldn't build myself. And so both is important. Family is important. Friends are important. Don't lose them. Don't lose friends. Collect friends. When you have a good friend, don't lose them, even for a small fight. Try to fix it. Try to fix it. Friends are very important. There's nothing more important in this life than chaverut. I don't know if you know, there is a song in Hebrew, Ine ma tov onanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is when two brothers sit together. So this Friday I had a discovery, finally I studied, what is that song all about? And they said that the song is about Moses and Aaron. Moses and Aaron were the first two brothers to get along. The first two brothers. Esau, Jacob, never. Ishmael and Isaac, never. Cain and Abel, never. The two first brothers to get along was Moses and Aaron. So when you have friends that are like brother, beg them to stay, beg them not to leave, even if your ego get crushed. You know, losing a friend should be like losing your right arm. That's how bad it should be. And if you have a fight with your wife or your husband, beg them that the fight will end now, because nothing builds positivity more than love. Don't give up. Don't give up, because negativity is enter like a snake into people's life, and it's stupid. As one rabbi said, it's a rabbi from Jerusalem, dear friend of mine. I love him so much. And he said, what is fight? He said, fight is never about fist fight. It's not about what even you think. It's all about one thing, words. She said, he said, enough already. And then we fight, you said, this, he said, she said, okay, move on. It's words. Say, I'm sorry, something, it's words. For that reason, the Kabbalists don't call us human. They call us medaber, the one who talk. The one who talk. Because when we speak, never happened to you to say something stupid? I did. Stupid. The most stupid thing you can say. Most stupid. I don't think if there is any human being who say more stupid thing with his mouth than me, I don't think so. I mean, in my life, let's say I have 20,000 meetings one-on-one with people. And you have to do mistake in the beginning. It's almost like Olympic. You have to do mistake before you go to the Olympic. So 10 years of mistake with people. The stupid thing I used to say to people in a meeting. Like, why would you say it? I used to ask myself, why would you do that? And I remember when I came to LA, some people from the past met with me, and one of the name of the person is Mike. And first thing when I saw him, I took him aside and said, Mike, first I want to apologize. 12 years ago, I said things to you that I shouldn't be saying to you. So, you remember that? I said, yes, I remember. And it was out of fear. I said, fear? You didn't act with fear, you acted with bravery. I said, I was afraid. I was insecure. I was afraid of myself. I wasn't sure of myself. And to show muscles like I'm strong, that's why I spoke to you like that. And I'm sorry for that. Please forgive me. And he starts crying, and I cry. And we stay friends. It's beautiful. And the reason I'm sharing it with you, because when you say the wrong thing, it's usually out of fear. It's not out of bravery. Just say, explain yourself better, and then the other person will be forgiving. Just tell them you have fear, you have problem, you're insecure, so you try to show that you're stronger. But actually, a strong person doesn't need to show the fist. You just sit back and say, oh, come on. It's okay. Okay, so I just want to share. Now, last section from the Zohar is never to give up no matter what happened to you. Okay, I just want you to read it. Please, read it.
One time when I was traveling with Rabbi Elazar, he met a general. He said to Rabbi Elazar, "Do you know the Torah of the Jews?" He said to him, "I know." He said to him, "Do you not say that your faith is true and your Torah is true, but our faith is false and our Bible is false? But it is written, the lip of truth shall be established forever, and a lying tongue is but for a moment. We have existed from time immemorial, and our kingdom has never left us, generation after generation. Hence, assuredly, it is established forever. But as for you, for a short period you had a kingdom, and immediately it was removed from you. Thus the passage has been fulfilled by you that says, and a lying tongue is but for a moment."
This is a shocking section in the Zohar about that it mentioned the Jews and it mentioned the Israelite. And to understand that I was thinking a lot before I was showing it. Debbie was asking me, "You really going to do that?" I said, "I want to do that." And the idea is to explain to us how to live. First, I'm not going to go discussion who is a Jew and who is not a Jew. It's not my business to discuss. The late discovery on Google, the whole China is a Jew and the Hindu. So I don't know who is a Jew anymore. The last 10 tribes cannot be found. So they said that the tribe live in Israel as Benjamin. But we don't know. We don't know anymore. But we related to the Jew as the Jew from 2,000 years ago. And because that was written 2,000 ago. So explanation here is, how do you know you are a Jew? How do you know if you're a Jew? You're a Jew if you understand that you have a king forever above. Not a human king. It's, you don't know much about it, but you know there is a king. Okay? Let me continue.
He said to him, "I see that you are a scholar in Torah. May that man breathe his last. Had it said, the lip of truth was established forever, then it would be as you said. But it is written, shall be established forever," meaning that the true lip will be established in the future, but not now. For now the lip of falsehood endures, and the lip of truth lies in the dust. And when truth will stand firm and sprout from the ground, then the lip of truth shall be established forever.
This is very deep and it's coded section. The truth has no value nowadays. No values. The lies is 80% and 20% is the truth. Because it's a emet me'eretz titzmach. The truth, when God created the world, it was 4 angels. I gave a lecture on that. 4 angels came to talk to God. One of the angels was the angel of truth. One of the angels was the angel of tzedek, justice. One of the angel was the angel of peace. And one of the angels was the angel of mercy. The angel of peace say, why should we create human? It's going to create war. God threw him out. The angel of truth say, why will you create a human? He's going to lie. God threw the truth to the ground. And of course, what it stay with is tzedek and mercy. Tzedek means justice, but tzedek also comes from the tzedakah, charity. And the tzedakah become a condition. If the person do charity, it was worth it to be created. People who don't do charity at all, not worth it of their creation. Because if you don't know how to share, you know, something's wrong with you. Not something wrong. Of course, you're never going to run into the best people to give to. But if you give 1 from 10, the good one, you're lucky. That's to do with mazal. Then the mercy. The only reason humans still alive is because we have to be kind to another human being. It's called mercy. But the truth fell to the ground. This Friday, a man flew from Israel with a great gift. I don't know why I have the privilege this lifetime to see this man. I don't know why I have the privilege to see what he showed me. I don't think I did enough cleansing for that, but I think because I was not clean enough, God sent that person with what he had in his hand to me. So he brought in front of me a hidden letters of the master of all Kabbalists, Rabbi Ashlag. The original letter of Rabbi Ashlag. He also told me how much, he didn't say that number, but how expensive it was. And he let me touch it, of course. And God bless Michael, I don't know if you hear it, who asked him that there is a guy in Los Angeles, me, that will really be in heaven if he touched those papers. So I touch it, I look at it, and he asked me a question. He said, how do we make it a way for people to study? That section, it's a secret letter of Rav Ashlag. And so I gave him the whole thing, how to translate it in English, how to do it right for people. And then he said that verse. That's how I knew he was a man of truth. He said to me, the truth is in the ground. Our job is to bring it back up. Because the person who speaks the truth in our generation don't make it. You have to be careful with the truth. I consider myself a man of truth. I said for 10 years, I spoke the truth. I destroy my life and I destroy other people's life because of my truth. Not my lie killed me, my truth killed me. And I never understood what's wrong. What is wrong? Why is people come with 2x4 and chasing me in the streets, literally, in Toronto, want to kill me? Why is woman, after she come to see me, fainted? After I used different Kabbalistic power, and she fainted, she took her to hospital, but then whatever problem she had was gone. So I remember I was working for 4 years how to take the truth to basically 10% level, from 100 to 10. So I would say just a little bit, not to kill people, not to hurt people. Truth is a very powerful tool, but be careful. You have to understand that the truth is not in the street, it's not there. What is in the street is the angels of lies. When you speak the truth, you are actually doing damage to yourself and to others, but you have to pray for the truth to come out. So what the Torah scholars say there, Rabbi Lazar, that even that it seems that it's not exactly what it seemed to be here, the truth basically will come out eventually and it will win. It's just now, it's the time that the truth seems like not what it meant to be. Let's read another verse.
The general said to him, "You are right. Blessed are the people of the Torah who inherited the truth. After some time we heard that he converted. They went on, reached a certain field, and recited their prayer. After they prayed, they said, 'From now on, let us join the Shekinah and walk and be occupied with Torah.'"
The lesson we learn from it, guys, when people challenge you on your spiritual journey, it's not because they're bad people. It's because it's a checking for me to see if I truly believe. You know, I love to meet people who are challenging me. I love. The reason I love to meet people who challenge me because it's not about them and their question. It's about me. Am I really believe in what I teach? Am I really believe in what I say? I gave a lecture in Miami, and it's for a group who asked me not to use any spiritual term. It was a business group. I don't know if you know what YPO is. So I gave it in front of a group. It was 35 people, quite successful people. And I use spirituality with business. They allowed me to do that. And of course, there is challenge in there. They've all been successful. I'm not going to tell them. And it was a famous chef, and famous barman, and famous this and that. It was a French night, which means the drink has to be French, the food has to be French, the chef is French, the guy with the barman is French. It's all event. Me not French. Accent of French, but not French. So, and they asked me a lot of tough questions about spirituality. And I answered the truth to them. And they respect it. Because business people, you know, they don't see a lot of truth in their life. When they see truth, it's touched them. And I get a lot of friends from there. I get a lot of customers as well. What I'm trying to tell you guys, don't be ashamed of your spiritual journey, but also don't be ashamed to say, I don't know. I just don't know the answer. I have to look into the answer. I don't know. And if somebody asks me something and I don't know, and I get this compliment from my son who beat me in basketball, and to get a compliment from a Virgo, it's a big deal. And he tell me, you know, Father, when you are with many rabbis and many people who are very knowledgeable, and they ask something, you don't usually answer. You go and said, I really don't know the answer. And I go to my book, and then I'll come back to you. Now, if I say that, that's a neder, that's a vow, that's a promise. I'm very nervous that I will forget. So I write it on a piece of paper, and I hold it with me, and I put my watch in the other side to remember. I'm very nervous to forget. It's not because I owe them anything. It's because I owe to God something. God created me in his own image to do some impact to this world. And I will have to do this impact. Each and every one of you created in God's image, and you're supposed to do a specific impact. I don't know what is your impact for the world. Go and find out what it is. But if you're capable to take the study of tonight, just tonight, more than any other night, by the way, take this study and say, I want to share it with some people. I want to share with you something I heard from Eliyahu. The reason I said to you, said I heard from Eliyahu, because the Talmud said that you're not allowed to say something you heard spiritually without telling them where it came from. Why? Because if you say mistake, they can go and ask Eliyahu, we don't agree with what this guy said. Is it true? And then Eliyahu said, I don't know, let me check in the Zohar. So everybody go back to the roots. So the Talmud said you're not allowed to say spiritual thing until you say, oh yeah, you heard it. So let's say me and the rabbi on Pico had a long talk yesterday. So the conversation was interesting. Somebody was sitting there to listen. He said, Eliyahu, I heard something in Minchat Yehuda about this section. Wow, that's very nice. And I said, I heard in the book of the Berit from Rabbi Pinchas Eliyahu Mevilna. So wow, and I heard, we always say where we took it from. So, and then everybody can go home and check it in their own books and say, wow, you're right, I did find it, it's really good. That's how spiritual life works. Guys, there's so much more I want to tell you, but the time is limited. You got to go home or have dinner. But I want to tell you that we want to do something special this Shabbat morning because the golden calf. So if there is a way to bring enough men together, there's something called minyan, I don't know if you know what it is, enough men together to cancel the golden calf, I would like to accomplish a minyan here. So whoever can help, I would appreciate it. Thank you for coming and have a good evening. Thank you.